How are you, man? Good to see you. Long time.
Good. How are you, man?
I'm good. What are you up to these days?
Just driving my son around the hockey rinks.
Yes, I know the feeling. Kids sports is out of control these days.
I know it's a daily business, man. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. It's we really wanted to talk to you, especially when we found out the matchups for this year's playoffs and the Battle of Ontario, which you are no stranger to. What did you think when you found out that news?
Yeah, it was nice to see different than somebody in Boston, obviously. And we had good times playing against them. It was kind of same idea. They were beating us in the regular season, and then we beat them always in the playoffs. So let's hope it's the same case. But it was always nice, rough around the edges, obviously, with Darcy leading the way. We played with him as well, and no, it was nice. We had good teams back then, and the depth was really good. Goalies were amazing, and we had a lot of good character inside the dressing room, and we played for each other, and we came close a couple of times.
Gabby, thank you so much for doing this. Do you have a favorite Battle of Ontario memory from your playing days?
It's been so long now. I'm getting old, but probably those overtimes. Those overtimes memories were the best. When the game's on the line and every little thing matters. You have to chip it in. There's not much room out there. I just heard you guys speaking about that. Playoff hockey is a little bit different style. The more simple you play, sometimes you get rewarded more, and your goalies needs to be number one. And yeah, those overtimes were the good memory, especially when you win those.
Now, I know this isn't the early 2000s, and the league has changed considerably as far as the physicality and intensity factor, but there certainly is a huge bump up when you get to the postseason. What did you notice the most when you went from regular season to a playoff series?
Yeah, I think the intensity, it's, everybody's seems like the energy kicks in even more. Most of the teams obviously trying to play like that the last 20 games of the season. Just jump into it and be ready. The referees let go a little bit more than in the regular season. What you can see as well, there's a little bit little small hooks hitting, elbows up, goalies getting punched and stuff. But that's a part of the hockey, and the team needs to be ready. And it seems like the boys with the new coach, he got him prepared for the game one. That's for sure, and hopefully it continues that way. Right from the game, right from the start, they were ready. They got the lead. They had a good power play. Goalie played well. So you can ask any better start for the Leafs than like they played a couple days ago.
Yeah, that was the most noticeable thing for me, at least, was like the preparation, taking nothing away from like Sheldon Keefe or anything or he did, but I just thought the team was really, really prepared in game one. What impressed you the most about that outing?
I feel the Leafs playing this time around, they play a lot better defensively, even in the regular season. They're not winning games 7-5 or 8-6, which doesn't work in the playoffs. And as long as everyone stays healthy, the top six play really well. But from my experience, especially from Boston, winning the Stanley Cup, the line 3 and 4 means a lot as well. No one really talks about those guys, but they, especially then, they made a big difference in the game in the round 3 and 4. They delivered. They got the intensity there. They're hitting the big guys, the skill guys, and at the end you wear them down and you find a way to win the game 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm. You were talking about Craig Berube and preparing the team for the playoffs. You played for Pat Quinn, pretty legendary coach. What do you remember about his coaching style?
Yeah, I think he was my best coach ever. I believe. Looking back, even starting in Czech and then playing in NHL, he was old school coach. Played the game, so he knew how we feel sometimes in the dressing room. You have a bad game. He'll never step on you in front of the media guys. He always back you down. He'll talk to you in person or anything, but he will never leak in the media or anything if something's not going your way. I think that was a really good style of him, and all the guys loved him. And you play for a coach like that. You know, you wanna win as a team, obviously, but you really wanna play for a coach like that.
Cabby, what happens behind the scenes in the Stanley Cup playoffs? I mean, everybody knows the objective. Does the coach say much game to game, or do the players just know what's going on?
Yeah, the players know, but you know, every coach has a different mentality how to prepare the players. You know, you have to talk to different, like the young guys you talk to differently than the veteran guys, and you know, you just have to feel it out. And you know, but at the end, you don't really need, coach doesn't need to let you know it's a playoff hockey, and the whole city goes nuts. You see the atmosphere, and it's totally different hockey than regular season.
You know, we were talking before you got on, the Sens fans are basically having a meltdown about the officiating in game one. What did you see from your side? Was Ottawa just coming out a little bit too horny and kind of lost the control of where the line was, or did you think the officiating was that bad?
No, you know, like I said, you know, to be honest, I haven't seen most of the game. I was on vacation with my family, so I saw the start of the game and a little bit of the at the end. So, but from what I hear, you know, it's on the line, and you know, they get a little overexcited. I think, you know, sometimes you get a little intensity and a lot of energy. The first round is always heavy hitters, and then you have to feel it out the referees, what they let go, what they don't let go. I think the officiating was good for both sides, and we can score on power play. So as long as Ottawa can do this, then we'll be happy. Obviously, our power play was unbelievable. Like I said, goalie was playing well, 5-on-5. Everything was going the right way, and like I said, there'll be some controversy about refereeing every game here and there, but that's just part of the game. You know, no one really talks about it when it's all said and done. You're gonna have some bruises, guys gonna be playing hurt, and you're gonna see it, especially deeper in the playoffs.
We talked about a checklist, and you talked about the fact that you did climb the summit with the Boston Bruins and won the Stanley Cup. What's your view from 4,000 feet or so with the Toronto Maple Leafs? Is this team good enough to go on a deep run this spring?
I thought they've been really good the regular seasons the last few years, not just this year. But what I noticed, the difference this year was more the defensive minded game, even already starting the regular season with the new coach. I think that was the big difference. What I noticed throughout the whole year, and the games I went to see myself, and that's a big adjustment, especially for the playoffs. They can win games 3-1, 2-0. We haven't seen those games in past playoffs or past seasons. There was mind open game, like up and down, and the games were high scores. But you know, like we said, you can get killed in the playoffs playing that way.
Mm-hmm. I know you mentioned you're chasing kids around and you're probably sitting in hockey rinks too much this time of year, but any plans to get down to Scotiabank and catch one of these playoff matchups?
Yes, I was gonna try to go today, but again, my son's trials got in the way. So we'll see if there's the game 5. Then it would be nice to see the boys play again live. That's, you know, the building goes alive, and it's a great atmosphere, even playing and now as a spectator. Yeah.
Lastly, Cabby, you're an absolute legend in these parts, and we appreciate your time today. But if you were in the room before game 2, what's the one message you'd share with this team looking forward to game 2 tonight?
No, just keep it the same way. You know, there's going to be some bumps along the way, but just be positive. And I think they've been doing it. You know, not all the time it's going to go your way, or there's going to be some bad calls, but you just don't go down on yourself, and believe yourself, and good things will happen.
Wicked, Cabby. Thank you so much for your time today. Really, really appreciate this. Enjoy the rest of the series, okay?
Thanks, boys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Cab. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
awesome.
Ciao.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.